Hey there, honey bunnies. Welcome to episode 130 of the Siren Storytellers podcast with your host, Michelle Wolf. Today we're going to talk about how your heart makes you money, how your heart brings you the relationship you're looking for, how your heart increases the health of your body, how nothing outside of you is ever going to do it for you. And if it ever did, you may have noticed in the last couple of years, the things we used to do to manifest do not work. So this message has been coming through for a while, and as you all know, when you are a receiver of information, as we all are, it can take a few days to weeks to months for the nickel to drop and for you to understand things enough to have something to say about it. So I've been doing the live readings with Be in the Gang and your beloved dead people if they show up. And it's been going really well, and it was quite a journey to get there. I have a few more spots open at the $55 introductory price before that price goes up. If you want to get, insert commercial here. If you want to get in on that, it's www.michellewolf.as.me/channel. And it's $55. Okay. End commercial. The message came through so consistently last week for people who were coming for readings that I had a moment of insecurity. Like, I was doubting that, like, how can this message be coming in almost the exact same words for like 4 people in a row? Like, how is this possible? And I was like, have I drifted off into the ditch here? Am I just imagining this? Like, I just had a few moments of like, what is this? And that lasted for about 60 seconds because I was like, oh, come on. You know from years of experience to trust what's coming through, and we're all doing the same things, just a few steps ahead or a few steps behind of each other. So we know this. The most fascinating way I saw that was when I used to live stream every day on Periscope, because there would be a lot of channels and psychics and intuitive readers, etc., all bringing forth, oh, I just got this download, or oh, this came up in my journaling time this morning, or whatever. But we'd all be doing it at the same time within an hour or so. And so you couldn't say that, oh, so-and-so stole my, that's such an ego thing, right? So-and-so stole my message, my divine inspiration, my channeled information got stolen by blah, blah, blah. What a baby. What big babies we can be. But it was impossible because you could see video evidence that everyone was bringing forth the same message in their own words within a very short period of time of each other. So, and I was like, oh my God, that is fascinating. That we never had the ability to see that before, of how quickly the information comes through so many channels. Those people who are available to receive it, if you're available to receive the insight, like it all comes. And it's not that it's not already there. We awaken to it. All possibilities and potentials are out there, air quote. They're swimming around in the soup of quantum physics. It's all there. The raw material is all there. But we will have waves of waking up to it, which is this heart message. Several people this week got told, your one job is to investigate the realm of the heart. Which always makes me think of that movie, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Where the main character is like, it's a fool that looks for logic in the chambers of the human heart. If you haven't seen that movie, I suggest it. It is crazy funny. And it is a fool that looks for logic in the chambers of the human heart. What more illogical place can there be than your heart? So this is not a new message. There is multiple ancient texts that reference the heart. We have the images of Mary and Jesus. Mary's pointing directly at her heart like, hey, dummy, look at the heart. This is not new. But we're awakening to it in greater numbers, right? The information has been there. I'm sure it's always been there. But we fall asleep and we wake back up. And we fall asleep and we wake back up. So what does this mean for people? Waves of grief. Waves of tears and sadness. So strong that you can't hold it in the way you used to be able to hold it in, because it has to flow. The energy of the heart is being tremendously activated. And not a doctor. If you're having heart stuff, go get it checked out, because you never know. And also, you may be feeling heart palpitations. You may have like sudden pains shoot through your heart. You may feel like there's something sitting on your chest. You might feel like you can't catch your breath. You may experience a pain in between your shoulder blades, like a dull ache. You might have a dull ache in your diaphragm, right at the bottom of your heart. You may experience like weird little fluttery sensations moving through your heart, or a wave of sadness, a wave of grief, a burst of tears, like a rain shower that comes out of nowhere. The activation is of your heart. So I'm going to shift gears here, and for the first time, try to channel directly, or publicly, the first time publicly, try to give you the message that they were giving this morning. It may stop and start because I'm not well practiced in my mind publicly, and my mind still is like, shut the fuck up! Stop saying that shit. You're going to get burned at the stake. Shut up. I still have those moments. Come on now. This is a process. It is for everyone. So just take a deep breath with me. A siren just started, and I can't tell you how important that is. It is an emergency. Take another breath. It is an emergency. We're bringing you the message in so many forms of the energy that already exists, of the energy that is loudly calling for your attention as you pray and you pray and you pray for answers, and your heart pounds and your heart beats and your heart attempts to get your attention as it calls you, look to me, I am the answer. I am the answer. You are praying outside of you when the answer is right in your chest. You are looking for gurus when the greatest teacher that you have possession of, because it is yours, it does belong to you, it is in your heart. Your physical heart, your energetic heart, your timeless heart of your soul, the heart of your soul group, the beating heart of the universe. It is calling you, and it is a siren, because it is an emergency, and it is trying to get your attention on this powerful planet, in your powerful body. Your one job is your heart. Look at the ancient texts if your mind needs validation or confirmation, but your heart is thumping, crying, expressing, look to me. This goes deeper than love. This goes straight to survival, thriving in times that will continue to be physically, superficially difficult. There are still events coming. Your protection is not out there. It is not in your vote. It is not in your belief system. It is not in your mind. It is in your heart. There's a spark in the very center of your heart that is pulsing and pulsing and pulsing again. If you imagine the deepest dark, the darkness of the void, with everything black, and there is a pulse of light. Another pulse, and another, and another. You are surrounded by enormous amounts of energies standing ready for your command. This command comes from the heart. We command for wealth, and we tell you, you are off track. We are you, you are us. There is no separation. We are of a different frequency, and yet we are also you. We have walked the earth of this planet. We have been in physical bodies. We are no longer. We left that eons ago. We know how you cry for resources. We know how you yearn for love. We know how you desperately desire greater health for your body. We remember. What you have forgotten is the power in this heart. There is one job. Turn inward and ask your heart. All that you have been seeking is right here, right now. Right now, you can put your own hand on your own chest. It is that close to you. The answers that you're looking and looking and looking for is right there underneath your hand, beating inside of your ribs, pumping the fluids through your body, pumping the energy through your system. You have more than one heart. You have layers of heart. And they are all pumping and circulating to the degree that they can. And when they are being called into action like this, again, it can be uncomfortable, but it is the only way the heart has to call you home, and you are required to come home, to stop looking outside your body, outside of your space, eyes turned up, looking to the stars, looking to other people, looking to written materials with this restless urge, yearning, searching energy. Drive it back home. Reverse direction. Turn back on yourself, the searching. The answers are right there. How does the heart bring you material resources? The mind will never understand. It's not made to understand. Don't ask the mind to do what it cannot. You would not ask a child to drive a vehicle. The mind is not a child, but it cannot go where the heart goes. It's not made to. And it causes great agony and anxiety when you try to make it do what it cannot. Tears are rising, and let them flow. They're washing away the dense unconsciousness that you have asked to be awakened from. You have asked for the light of awareness. When you are asking for your bank account to look different than it does, you are asking to be awakened. And then you become uncomfortable, and then you feel abandoned by God, and then you feel that nothing works for you, but you are being awakened. You simply don't know what's happening. It feels like the world is falling all around you. And it is. Because you have asked for awakening. You have asked for your eyes to be opened. You thought you were asking for money. You thought you were asking for the love of your life, who you think is contained in a physical body. You thought you were asking for a companion. You thought you were asking for a healing. Because that is the way you have known to ask. You have only known how to ask from outside yourself, for something outside of you to come and give you something. The calling, the invitation, the demand of these times is that you ask for an awakened experience of your heart, that you ask for your eyes to be opened, that you ask to feel the answers, not find the answers. You ask to feel the truth of what's already here. You ask in every moment. You become relentless in your asking for awareness, as relentless as you're asking for money. Bring me this, bring me that, bring me this, bring me that. Bring me, give me. That same energy. Awaken me, show me, help me feel. I claim my co-creative stance. I claim my ability to wake up and feel the true source of my power, which is right underneath your hand, right underneath your sternum and your ribs. Right there. Help me to see. Help me to feel. Help me to be aware. Help me to be awake. These are the helps that you ask for. Help me to understand my role in how manifestation works in this world, not yesterday's world, not last year's world, this world, today. Your world. There is no one way. Your heart is unique. Do you think your path will be the same as your neighbor's? Your path is your path. All that is written points you back to your heart. It doesn't tell you what it will look like. Your heart has access to everything that you need, everything that you desire, although the shapes may take different forms than you expect. As sand is shifting under your feet, bend your knees and find your balance again and again and again. Take the next step that is in front of you without thought for where is this step leading? Where will this step go? What if I take this step and it's a mistake? If there's a step in front of you to take it. Take it. Then the next step will be revealed. Then the next step will be revealed. And when you become afraid, go home. When you become anxious, go home. We become anxious when we leave our body because our body senses the separation and it panics. Trauma separates us from our body and it panics. And we're stuck there. But the awareness has been flooding this world for how to resolve those traumas, to resolve those separations from your awareness. You can't be separated from your body. You would not have a living body to listen to these words were you truly separated. But a wall comes down between your awareness of you and you. And it could be so frightening. That you are being called to rise above, take a big picture view, and then dive down into the very most tiniest of sparks inside your heart. Just stay there. And then go back up for the big picture. To remember to break the habits of looking out there. How your heart longs for your awareness on it. How your body yearns for your attention. How your tears cry for your acceptance. It is only the constructs of the world that have said that that is not allowed. That you aren't allowed to flow energy through your eyes, through your voice, through the flames of your anger, through the iciness of human cruelty. When it's acknowledged, when it's seen, when it's felt, it continues to flow. It doesn't stop and become actions of evil. It flows. So many changes are still coming, and you don't need to feel tired about them. When you rest at home, when you get your nourishment from your heart, when you understand that you already have permission to love whoever you want to love. You don't need reciprocity. You don't need a, okay, I'll let you love me permission slip. Love. You don't need anyone's permission to be wealthy. Feel wealthy. Reframe your definition of what your tangible wealth will look like. It is changing. You are in the right place at the right time when you are resting in your heart. And rest is a feeling. Being nourished is a feeling. It's a sensation of warmth flooding through you. It's a sensation of permission when you flow energy through your eyes in the form of tears. When you feel the flame of appropriate anger burning through your body. The mind is creating exhaustion through control. Trying to control is exhausting. Your one job is to fill to overflowing your heart. To become aware of this never-ending, ever-generating fountain of energy that flows all around you in the torus shape. It's there. Open your eyes. Open your sensations. And when that is uncomfortable, rest. And open to more sensations, and allow more emotions to flow, and allow the disruptions that are required to be awake to what you are holding right now. What's in you and around you and filling your hands and flowing through you. And permeating every molecule of your being and filling all the space all around you. Do you ever wonder why children love glitter so much? Glitter is a physical representation of what those glittering pieces, for we cannot find the word, pieces of energy glittering all around you, fireflies, clouds of glitter, pinpoints of light surrounding you. You're breathing them in. They're all around you. Awaken to them. Your beliefs about them obstruct your view and make you think they're not there, or that they're somehow ruined or darkened, or you have to go find them, or someone has to wash you, or something has to be done for you to have your glitter, your sparkle. You do not need anything other than go to your heart, which will show you the next step and the next step and the next step. Are you going to feel joy constantly? Yes and no. You will rest in the undercurrent of the heart, while the heart makes room for everything that it is. Light and dark, shadows and sunlight, pain, pleasure. The heart expands and shows you how to hold all of life. How to be present in every moment, whether that is tragedy or triumph. How to hold space for your heart and yourself in such a way that everyone and everything is included, and you are guided to your next experience, which may be painful. It may be crying. It may be raging. It may be standing outside and hearing the whispers of all the energies around you. It may be hearing the call from an icy black beach. It may be hearing the call of the mountains. It may be hearing the ancient songs of your heart calling you home, to rest, to allow, to stand tall, remembering who you are, remembering what you have, to wake up into a dream as from a nightmare, into the dream that you are responsible for, because you are creating it through your sensation, through helping your body adapt to the faster flowing energies that are surging through your environment. We cannot tell you what your path will look like. We can only tell you that your heart has the map. If you spent half the time that you spend in agony looking out there, entranced by shapes and sounds, entranced by the habit of searching but never finding, if every time you reached for a device, you reached for your heart instead, can you imagine what would shift, what would change, what your external reality could become if your devotion was to awakening to what is here right now. If you gave as much devoted attention to your heart as you give to your devices, can you imagine what's here for you? Even in the midst of seeming chaos, even in the midst of all the pains, the growing pains, the appropriate upheaval, can you imagine it? You have a job, and it is singular, and it is to go home. And this is the end of their message today. There is when I experience them moving through me in that way, I am aware of the sense that there is nothing we can't do. There's nothing we can't have. That all the things that teachers have said through decades that I periodically would just anger the shit out of me. When they were like, be here now. And I was like, how about you shut the fuck up? Because that's not helpful. But what else can you say? What else can you say? It is all right here. And that's so frustrating when you're not quite there yet. When you keep getting the same answer of sit in silence and ask your heart to awaken you to it. That sounds like nonsense. That sounds like the stupidest thing to do. Sit outside and see what happens? How's that going to help me? Yeah, that's the mind staying asleep. It doesn't want to wake up. It's like a little kid with the alarm going off and it thinks it has to get up and go to school. It's like sticks its head under the covers and is like, no, I don't want to. And they always remind me that we have a choice and we don't have a choice. If we want to continue living and thriving, we don't have a choice. This is the way. That's not a joke or a reference to the Mandalorian. It is the way. Your heart. All those pictures of bleeding hearts. All those pictures of, Jesus with his body in they're gross. But they're very graphic and they get your attention and they're true. They're true. We've been told it's in our heart. And our mind will never grasp it, so we are like, huh? What is this heart you speak of? What is this sitting in silence hogwash? We don't want to do it. And that's okay. You don't have to do it. But your time on earth will be limited. Because you can't be... Let me say it this way. We'll just use trees, right? Trees sway in the wind and they withstand storms. But trees that are on their way out, they're a little bit dry. And the storm comes and they snap because they can't flex anymore. They're not flexible. They can't receive, for us, new information, new ways of seeing. They can't... our minds really don't like change every 5 minutes, but that is what's happening. And the more you struggle against it, the worse it gets. We have to be that willow tree. We have to be those healthy, solid oaks that still sway in the breeze. They're still flexible. They're not fighting the wind. They cannot. They flow with the wind. They move as much as they need to move. If the wind is strong, they're moving a lot. If there's no wind, they're very still. It's a dance. It's not one or the other. It's all happening at the same time. Look at the amount of time you spend devoted to distraction. Take 10% of that and turn to your heart instead. So the practicalities of that are, how the hell do you turn to your heart? How the hell do you catch yourself reaching for Twitter and putting your phone down and walking outside instead? This is the part of the journey where you make yourself. You know that spending hours with your cell phone in your hand is not good for you. You know that. Now your mind will say otherwise. That's the part where you have to say, you know what? We're going outside. And I know you want to hold the phone longer, and we're going outside. I know the reality is you'd rather sit here for hours scrolling, and we're going outside. So you don't fight yourself and make yourself bad. You just say, I get it. I know that you want this, and we're going to go outside. I know that you want this, and we're going to sit here and ask how to become aware of our heart. Okay, you don't know how to do that. Okay, you don't have to know. You can't go buy 7 steps to awakening to your heart, only $9.99. Order now and you get a free bonus course of how to waste some more of your fucking time. It's not out there because your path is your path. There are some generalities we can make, and I've been working with people long enough to see that there is an awakening arc. There is a way that life changes. When I stand back and I see it happen in my clients, I've seen it happen in my life. Over time, things do change. They take a hell of a lot longer than we think they should. But I'm telling you right now, things are happening fast. I can't tell you how many people got this message last week. You have one task. Get in your heart now. Let everything drop. You don't need another certificate. You don't need another course. If it feels good to your heart to learn because learning is fun, that's fine. But to seek learning to remedy something you feel is inadequate in yourself is not. That's money down the drain. That's when people take course after course after course and they just blame every teacher. Oh, well, she didn't do her job. Oh, I gave her so much money and she didn't give me what I paid for. And oh, he didn't. You were in the course for the wrong reason. You were seeking to fill a hole. You were looking for something outside of yourself, and it will not work. I've gotten so much more out of courses I took because I wanted to take them, because I liked something about what the teacher was saying, and I wanted to hear more. And I am fine with paying money for people's time. It takes an enormous amount of energy and time to teach. It looks like it's nothing from out there, but if you're a teacher and you're an online service provider, I know, because I'm doing it. It takes an enormous amount of work and time. And right now, money is the way we have of exchanging energy. And that's fine. But the courses I've paid for and the programs I've entered because I thought, well, if I do this, then I'll be fixed. And all my problems, vote for Pedro and all your dreams will come true. Vote for Pedro. Every time I've done that, it has not gone well. I don't consider anything a waste. No learning is ever wasted. Ever. But you hear what I'm saying? The motivation has got to be examined. You don't have time to put it off till tomorrow. Diet mentality. Well, I'm going to eat all this shit today. Speaking of, my twin granddaughters picked going to the Golden Corral, the place where you can definitely ruin yourself. If you're not familiar with Golden Corral, it's a giant buffet of just insane amounts of food. It's like hedonism central. You just eat. So we're going to the pig trough this afternoon for the twins' birthday. Speaking of eating all the things. But when we're out there trying to fill what AA calls a God-shaped hole, it's ache in your chest that's never fulfilled. We can temporarily fill it, but we don't ever really fill it. We're temporarily numb to it. We can numb ourselves to it. We aren't filling shit. We aren't satisfying shit. So this morning I watched, I haven't watched a Kyle C's video in years. Because he did some fucked up shit in 2018, 2019 or whatever. Anyway, I was just like, you know what? Until this guy gets his shit together, I can't be a part of this. So I took myself out of that world that I'd been in for a long time. I followed him for a long time. I like what he says. He's got some good stuff. Today, somebody posted one of his videos, and I was like, oh, let's check in on old Kyle, see what he's doing. But first, I looked to see if he'd ever apologized for his shitty behavior. And he did, and he didn't, and fine, whatever. We're all fuck-ups. Yeah, we've all got shit that we are never going to be able to make amends for. And apologies when you're a public figure don't come easy. If you're in the public at all. So I can't even imagine what it's like for someone who's really in the public eye. Whatever. Anyway, I just took the same approach. I'm going to listen to this and see. And he was saying the same thing. He was using food and sugar as examples. And it's true. Y'all know I've harped on that for a while. I've repeatedly tried to run courses on it, and they've the people who come into them get a lot out of it, and they can make changes, but they're very hard to fill, and I won't be doing them again because it's exhausting trying to fill them. Those kinds of courses that tell you that sugar's killing you in so many ways. So I was like, okay, well, I guess it's time to put the pieces together and do some channeling, challenge myself, try to get this out to you and to myself, that your heart will make you all the money you want. Your heart will bring you all the love you want. have caught myself several times lately holding back love in my heart because of the uncertainty on the other side. And my daughter asked me two very powerful questions. She was like, what difference does it make? What difference would it make? There was another one, darn it, and I forgot. I think it was just variations. Like, what difference would it make, or how would it be any different if you knew there was reciprocal feelings? Like, what would that change? And I was like, you know what? You're fucking right. My kid's a projector, so, they're always saying shit. Projectors are always saying shit that cuts right to the heart of the matter. Sometimes we can hear it and sometimes we can't. I'm a projector too. Sometimes people hear me. Sometimes it goes in one ear and out the other. Sometimes they hear me and get mad at me. Whatever. But it's always true. What difference does it make? How would it be any different if you had money in the bank right now? We do that too. We won't let ourselves feel wealthy if the number's not. Wait, when the number hits such and such a point, then I can feel wealthy. Fuck that. Well, when I'm sure that so-and-so has reciprocal feelings, well, then I can fully open my heart and just feel this incredible love. But not until then. Well, when my weight gets to such and such, then I can feel beautiful. At the risk of being repetitive, fuck that noise. Fuck that. Feel it now. It will save you. It will bring you to the thing that you're not letting yourself have until you reach some mystery permission slip that never comes. It never comes. Have you noticed that? The numbers never it hits to that point, and do you sit back and go, now I feel wealthy? No, you don't. You start finding more benchmarks and more goals that are out ahead of you so that you never get where you're trying to get, because there is no get. It's a mirage. You're walking through the desert seeing an oasis ahead of you that doesn't exist. It's not there. God damn it. It's not there. Love now. You want to love somebody? Fucking love them. You want to feel beautiful today? Go buy yourself some red lipstick and feel beautiful. Oh, I love red lipstick. And I was cheaping out and not letting myself go get some more. And then I was like, fuck that. And I wear my red lipstick every day. And I don't care if it's too bright. I don't give a shit. If you want to feel beautiful today, feel beautiful. If you want to feel healthy today, find one place of your body that feels healthy and amplify that. Maybe the only place you feel healthy is your left little pinky finger. Well, God damn it, put all your attention on your left little pinky finger. Amplify that. Have it now because it's here now. I'm so mad at myself. I'm not mad at y'all. I'm not yelling at y'all. I'm yelling at myself. I couldn't believe it. When I finally sat down, her questions have been ping-ponging around in my head for like a month. And of course, I've been avoiding them. So last night I was like, well, I did a shit ton of work yesterday. It all on the inside. If you saw me yesterday, I was horizontal, most of it. Laying down, moving from horizontal in a chair to horizontal in the bed to horizontal. I just moved around the house, but I didn't do, on the surface, it looked like I didn't do anything. But I was doing a lot. And so finally last night I sat down and wrote those questions down that she asked me. And I was like, God damn it, I can't believe I'm still doing that. Like I'm waiting for some permission slip is the best term I can think of. For somebody to give me permission and say, oh, okay, now you can love as much as you want to love. You can just love, 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 love. I'm waiting for some magical number on the scale to go, yay, now you can feel beautiful. Now you can love yourself. Now you can feel like you're the shit, that you're the bomb. Now you can feel okay. Ain't never gonna happen. And I was very not happy to see that I was still doing that. Because, like everybody else, I want to be perfect. I want to do all the things, all correctly, all the time. That's how my mind is. I want it right. I want to be the one to do it right. I want to do it more than right. And I want to do it that way 24/7. What a fucking joke. Dad, somebody came for a reading this week. I'm going to pick on her. I don't know if she listens to the podcast or not. She'll know who she is. But she was like, yeah, they were telling her that she needed to do this one thing. And she was like, oh, but I don't have fill in the blank. So as soon as I have that, then and they just laugh. I've never experienced this before. All of her people and be in the gang, and there was like this loud sense of laughter. Like when you tell a joke and you nail it and you're in a crowd and everyone laughs and they laugh really loud all at once. It was like that. She was like, well, in a year or two, and they were just like, ha 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 ha, ha ha. No. I was like, I wish that I could share with you how loud their laughter is that you think you're going to wait a year or two before you start producing this thing that they want her to do. And she can say no to it. You're not forced into it, anything. I can say no to letting my heart just love like it wants to love. My fire hose heart. I can say no to that, but I'm going to suffer. My physical body will suffer. My mental energy will suffer. My heart will suffer. It wants to love so much. Somewhere in your life, you're holding yourself back from experiencing what you so want to experience. You're waiting for some magical benchmark to give you permission to say, okay, now open the gates. Run, racehorse, run. The gates are open. Open your goddamn gates right now. Oh my, I feel so ranty. All right, there you go. That's the first public channeling from being the gang. Hallelujah, Jesus, that's over. It's always the hardest the first time we do something. Go home, kiddos, honey bunnies, sugar babies. Go home today. Oh, I got off on a tangent when I was trying to give you some practicality. So this feels like, if this feels like a crazy pants assignment to put your sole focus on your heart and do nothing else for the next whatever amount of time, that's fine. Do it anyway. You sit and you ask your heart. So that crazy ass Michelle Wolf said to sit and talk to my heart. I don't know what the hell she's talking about. But I'm going to sit here and say, I don't know, heart. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with you. I don't know what I'm supposed to hear, see, feel, or experience. I don't know what being present with myself means. I don't know what go home to my heart means. It sounds good. I don't know what resting in my heart means. Show me. Start right there. I don't have a fucking clue what that feels like. Show me. Awaken me. I want to experience the felt sensation of what that crazy bitch is talking about. Right? You've got nothing to lose. It doesn't cost you anything to do that. And if you tell me you don't have time, I'm going to call bullshit. We all have time. We all have time to talk to our heart. We all have time to go home. And it's time. All right, honey bunnies, that's enough ranting and hollering for now. Love you so much. I'm sending you all the energies that are already right there with you, so I really can't send you shit. All right, I'll be back to talk to you again. And until then, think less, feel more. Bye for now.